Hello, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Now, in today's episode, I would first like to take care of the issue I have with the debris cleanups system, the craft, which has only 600 units of space for material kits. That has been causing me a little bit of problems. Now let's see, where is it? This one. And when I checked before the episode, it turns out I actually didn't save it back then, because I only planned to launch this once, so we may have to do a little bit of reconstruction, but after that I would like to build an improved version of this. So let's have a look. Focus camera. Now, okay, let's see, docking port, and the reaction wheel, controller, and a supply, 50 units of supplies and 346 units of charge. That's what I was actually looking for. The rest I can pretty much remember. We have to do something about the engine, because a couple times I wanted to bring the module with me and or do something else, and I couldn't dock it anywhere, because I always need the docking port itself for docking back to the station. Anyway, so that's 346 and 50, that's mainly what I was looking for. So let's return to the Space Center and go to the vehicle assembly building. Let's see, we will probably, I think last time I started with the Kerbin something or other orbit maintenance, that's the one. So let's start with the same again, and for the moment let's get rid of this, and we also don't need that. Probably also a new launcher. Up, on. That. I also don't want any parachutes, because this will remain in orbit. Okay, let's see. So, procedural something or other. This one, I believe, yes. And type of cone, probably like this, no, shorter. Had this Soyuz, not this way, this one. Okay, let's see. I need to smaller. Okay, thing like this, I guess. Show me the UI. Replace this with 50 units. And that's 346. Okay, that's about the size we had. Although it probably shifted down a little bit. Let's fix that later. Now we also had extra RCS ports, but let's say we will fix those later. For the moment I will grab these and put them up here the same way we had them on the original, or on the previous version. Probably also want to do something about the solar panels. Anyway, first let's have a look at these. Hopefully they are roughly 45 degrees. Oh, not quite, but almost good enough. Okay, so we do have the capsule. Let's have a quick look at the inventory. It carries one electric screwdriver. Actually, maybe we don't need that. We already have a screwdriver in orbit in the other vessel, and that one, the other one, will be returning to Kerbin once it's all finished. So let's say we will not carry a screwdriver. And also I would like to remove the supplies here and fill it all with monopropellant just to reduce the number of different tanks for the same resource. That has a minor contribution to lag, so like that, and we'll get rid of this one. Oh, that was a 75 kilonewton engine. Well, we will see what we can do about it. For the moment, let's get a virtual tank for these material kits. And I would like about capacity of, let's say, 2 tons. Billet, yeah, why not? Oh, that's already more than 2 tons. Huh, interesting. So maybe it doesn't have to be that big after all. Or we could just reserve a little bit more space. Right now we are well already 300 kilograms. Let's see if we reduce this only 1 meter, then it's probably about 1.5, no, 1.7 already. Okay, looks awful. Let's see. Could go with this one, but somehow it doesn't feel right for this type of resource. Like something gray but not shiny. These, well... that one, okay. But it's still looking weird, attached so closely to the capsule. I will have to think about that. For the time being, let's see, maybe we will go with an alternate shape instead. And let's fill it with material kits just so we see directly on the UI how much it is. And it's also to attach some engine pods on the outside. That would be better. What about if we go back to 1.25? Increase that a little bit or even more. That's then if we go to 2 meters, we should have about 2 tons. Excellent. We may have to shift it up a little bit. Just, I'd like the bottom round side, but not the top one. Make a copy of this for a moment, maybe. is the way to go, except it's not right. I'd like a straight part first, so that's why we could always split it into two tanks, but then it's getting even more complicated with balancing weight. Yeah, that's not good. Guess I will go with the clipping approach. Okay. Now this part looks weird. Let's start with the engine pods and maybe we'll get a better idea later. Now, liquid tanks. That's quite a lot of fuel, I guess. And let's get an engine. I feel these ones are too heavy if you have multiple of them. Yeah, they're also horribly big. Let's get the infos back. Vessel info, delta V. Well, not so much delta V. That's what I'd like to activate. The TWR, even with one engine, is already above 1, so that's an issue. How about if we do actually go with these engines? And I think it's okay if we have multiples. Then the offset thrust will not cause problems. And let's say we try with 2 of them for the moment. Then we have almost 1 TWR and 700 meters. And if we empty the tank, then it's 1300 meters, okay. Feels about right, actually. Only thing I would like to change is bring those round them up completely. And now we will have to extend them a little more. And now the question, do we want to go with 1 or 2? 2 or 3 of them. I do prefer 3. Check again. That's a lot. But we reduce it once again. 100 and without load 1200. Yeah, that's perfect, I think. Aligned, which still leaves us with a full 1.25 meter opening here where we can mount other stuff. And I want to put something there. We could in principle place a docking port there. Just a regular docking port. This. And we could also dock backwards to something or other. Or I don't think we will be using that capability, and we will also have to move up these engines a tad. Oh, why did they shift over? That's not what I wanted. Could almost drop them into the engine, into the tanks actually, that's not too bad. Unless the thrust vector is somewhere up there. Actually okay, looking. Oh. Cool. I'll take that. And now before I forget, Kerbin orbit, Kessler, clean up. Quick save for now. Good, so 1200 meters without and 680 with all that. We'll go down a little bit more because of course we will be adding some more things, but okay, let's see, the docking port. Bar. Like this, but now it's below the end. No, that's not good. Definitely want to keep it below the engines. Get up again. That would be the normal setting. Do we want a docking port? I don't know. Also maybe let's quickly have a look at other textures just in case we find something, but I don't think so. This one, yeah, no. We'll use the gray one. What about these? This could be interesting, although then it's all very gray and we would need to do something about this. Wait, that's... Yeah, how about this one? That looks pretty cool. So what else do we need? We do need comms, definitely. And the antenna could go all out with the long range ones. Are these cheaper? Yes, they are cheaper. Does this not have... These are always surface mounted, okay. How about that? Start deployed. Have 3 of them deployed like that? No, that's not happening. Let's see what else. We'll use this one. So let's say that's the 500 kilometer point one, that's the 1500. Could of course simply mount one on here and we will remove it later, I think. We won't. All these problems. Now let's sort out this. That's getting confusing here. I want the nice green. Where was it? Where is the standard green I always use for batteries? So I use green, that's probably okay, but also need to move this a little bit. I don't like this one, it's just not working for me. Okay, we have engines, we have a crew pod with supplies and a little bit of battery. We do have quite significant reaction wheel capacity, a little bit too much actually for my taste. And the regular capsule with sufficient monopropellant. We still need more RCS ports. How are we going to go about them here? And where is the center of mass right now, and where is it when we are full? So it's not shifting much. That's good, except when the tanks are also empty. Oh, even then. So let's say we just put more RCS ports down there. Command and control. If we place them, actually let's get these just the way they are. Put one of them on each end here. Next, these definitely need to be rotated to 45 degrees. Like this. So we need to move them out a little bit. Top side is okay, bottom side is also okay. Yeah, let's still drag them out a tiny bit. That's okay. RCS will be unbalanced because we have 4 ports up there and only 3 down here. We could also reduce them to 3 over here, but this is already causing trouble because of the ports are in 4-way symmetry. Maybe we do something else instead. Considering putting a tiny tank down here, just to be able to add the RCS ports. Yeah, let's do that. So, fuel tanks. You, how about you? You're considerably large and I do not want all of that monopropellant. But I do want 5 degrees like this. Yep. Up there. Bring in this tank. Doesn't need to be so prominent. I only want a smaller one anyway. And to that extent. About, oh, it doesn't change the dry weight. Thing now weighs 370 kilos. Yeah, still it looks better like this. Can we maybe do this with a procedural tank? Would also put the probe core down there actually. That's giving me an idea. Okay, let's this. Right. Okay. All of this on top here. Hello. Oh, come on. Give me a probe core. Yep. this, and let's bring this back up for the moment. Does look awkward with the upward pointing thruster here. Do I have three-way RCS ports which are also not too strong? I only have these from the Breeze M, but they are thruster power 1 and I'm using these with thruster power 1/4. So that I'm not so strong. And I believe all of what I would want is one of these, but in the small version I don't think I have one of them. Well, then let's ignore it. We could build some manually, but that's okay. So we have a probe core. We don't have the antenna right now. We need to sort that out, and otherwise, oh, and these. Let's get rid of them. 22 parts plus the antenna plus the coupler. Yeah, that's okay. Still considering getting rid of this. Let's see, this has 1.5 kilonewtons, and this is of course 7.5. Does provide quite decent amount of thrust. Let's see if I remove this and move all of this. That would be docking, and this could also be down here. How about that? Now we have a lot more balanced reaction wheels, some up there and some down here. It is a completely different way of building. However, I need to reposition those. And I probably also want to put the solar panels in a different spot now. Let's take the solar panels, and I mean, we could have 3, or we place them up here, but those are nice mounting points where we can also put other stuff later. Oh, and I totally forgot something else. I wanted to add container holders. Oh, where are you? Points. Oh, come on. Not these. Hello, keyboard. These. However, we would need 3 containers to balance stuff out on this craft. That's quite a problem. Or we just use one of them. Put it down here. Yeah, that would be better. This way we have one container mount in case we do need to mount a container. And otherwise we are not bothered by it. Only downside is that it's pretty far from the capsule. Now let's put this back normally. Looks a little awkward, but okay. So container mount, room for almost 2 tons of material kits. No big docking port, still missing the antenna. Which one? That requires too much electricity. Would be interesting if I somehow manage to align it properly. I actually know how to do that. About 2 of them. No, somehow this doesn't look right. Down here it could work. And I don't think I've ever used these actually. Not in this safe game. But they are just regular 500 meter antennas, so, but they need to be extended. I don't think so. Let's use always active 500 meter antennas. Or really, I don't need them always active. I will go for this funny look. Now, let's see. Solar panels, final issue. Could just put 3 of them basically like this. Well, not like this, but... Oh, come on. Nope. I don't think it looks right though. Because basically they are all facing, well, they're facing outward, but oh, how about some static solar panels instead? Do I have the big ones, these 2.8? They could work here. We have 3 sides. Bit of these. They would provide 1.6, yeah, they actually provide a lot more than these, but I don't need a lot of charge. Oh, they're expensive. But still, somehow, these look a lot better on this craft. Stay a little lower and go in all the way. Hello? Come on. Wish they were rounded, that would look better. Don't have any rounded ones just yet. Looks pretty cool, I would say. And do I have any lamps? Hopefully. Yes, here be some lamps. Mark 3, these are too big. have the old one. Yeah, this light. That way we can illuminate whatever we are approaching quite drastically, actually. It's difficult to see, but let me place some tanks just to illustrate it. On one of these on top here. And a big one like this. Let's turn them on again. So that's quite a lot of light there. Okay, I think that's enough. It's already 29 parts. Almost enough. Still need to go back to the antenna problem. Right now I do have antennas now. Okay, then we track these, both of them. And yeah, we will go with those panels, that's okay. Unless... how much electricity do I need? That's 0.01 a second. And then whatever the Kerbal needs. Could just go with a more permanent solution. How much? 4.8 per minute. Let's say 6 per minute, that's a tenth, so an eighth, 0.08 per second. That's a lot compared to what we need. Just have a couple of these. They cost 200 each. Yeah, they're cheaper than those panels. Well, doesn't look right here. You can simply mount them down here somehow, like this, or like this, yeah. A little bit further out. And apparently they are not properly, well, surface here is a little odd. Okay, that's better. We have a lot of parts, 32 parts. How much do these lamps weigh? 11 kilos. Oh, these can go away. Just thinking whether I really want the lamps or not. Probably better like this. Even point one up and one down. Enter there. Now let's point one up, one down. So we take this one, center it, put it on the other side, center it again. And now these should be roughly equivalent, just pointing in opposite directions. Let's take care of action groups. So antennas. Toggle on group 4. Toggle antenna. Now these, let's say that will be group 5. Toggle engine. Engines. What else? I don't think I need anything else here. Anything here? Nope. reaction groups. And now we have a vessel of 3 tons, which we need to get into orbit. And it will need a little bit of a shroud. This is empty, correct. This is also filled, good. And it has significant TWR in this case and way too much in this, so yeah, we could have gone with even smaller engines, but I don't think I have any reasonable engines there. Well, I could look through all of these here, but that's taking time that we don't have today. 5 kilonewtons. These are 20 kilonewtons, so if I had something of 12 or so, 10 or 12 kilonewtons. I think that's 5, 17. B. 100. Let's see. These are 15, but I don't want their problems. Yeah, I don't know, I can't find anything right now and it would take too long. These arrow spikes would work. Oh, they're kind of big and kind of heavy. Like this. So these are, oh, they're actually 200 kilos. Anyway, using arrow spikes in space is a little... Let's see, how would it look? Instead of this, and move it up. I think it looks ridiculous. Would also need to rotate them. This. So the plumbing points inwards, this part here. No, I don't like that. Any other engines? These are 14, but they're even stranger. And sorry for the outside noise if it's getting through, it's just daytime, so... Well, let's try this. I'm a little bit unhappy now about this dark gray, but... What else could we use here? I don't have a particular texture for material kits, so that's why... Go with the slightly lighter Soyuz again. Then we could even bring this one also back to this Soyuz thingy. And we would have matching colors. Oh, let's keep this as green. Any other color we could use here. frozen stripes. I mean, these do work, sort of. And it's probably the only case where we really can use them. Let's keep those in mind. Yeah, that gray is just too dark. Okay, so how about Cosmos Long indeed? Or the Soyuz? This material kits after also basically scrap parts or to be reused parts. Making the craft look appropriately junky. Okay, one tiny thing. Let's get these a little bit better attached. So basically a little inward. Okay, move them down a tad. Just so it doesn't look like they are only attached on a single line. Okay. Good. Now rocket launcher. Let's see whether we have something appropriate for that. So, oh, that's that one. We used this recently. Let's say no. Would use its own 1200 meters, then this might be sufficient. No. What's that? Okay, yeah, that's pretty large. Doesn't look too bad, it's just overpowered. Locking this just so I get a better idea of the performance numbers. Yeah, that's just too much performance. What's this? Would reduce this, especially since it doesn't have the unnecessary extra stage. Okay, let's see. That's not too bad, but that's 24,000. How about this one? This doesn't actually have proper fairing else. Cheaper. Cheaper is good. Still way too much power in the core, but that can be fixed. And we can also replace the fairing thingy. Let's grab this, remove this, grab the fairing from over here. Possibly complete assembly. No. Okay, Separatron. Do the Separatron differently. This complete thing, please, yes. And preferably with some extra nodes. Like this. That's better. But yeah, now it's sitting way too high. Can I get... There is no intermediate node here. Well, it can be fixed. with a little bit of shifty magic. Yes. And now we put this back on here, remove this entire thing. And we still have way too much thrust. Or way too much delta V. So let's work on that. Let's see. Could go down to 2 SRBs or even none. Well, if I get rid of all the SRBs, then we don't have enough thrust. Although the TWR at sea level would be okay. Not quite sufficient overall. What kind of engine is that? That's 220 kilonewtons. Alternatives, that's way too much, that's too little. 300 would be okay. What size is that? Oh, that's a 2-meter engine. This one, I think these are also too large. Yeah, way too big, way too big. You know what? I will just reduce the SRBs to a minimum and then call it done. So unlock the fuel again, grab some fairings. Let's say conic fairings. Do we want egg shape this time? Egg shape might be good. Or I actually want the other fairings. Where are they? These ones. Cone, egg, procedural fairing. With the nice insides, yes. Let's get rid of that. Have 2 proper fairings. Actually, before we attach them, let's have a look again here. So, proper antenna for all the booster, that's good. A little bit of a tank there, doesn't matter. We're 3000 delta V, so we really just need tiny boosters to get a little bit of an initial boost. What we could also do is... Where are these? Thinking of attaching these as RCS down there, just to get some RCS on the launcher actually. But I'm not sure how, yeah, these are not liquid. Also monoprop. Is there a way to search for liquid propellant? RCS ports. Yeah, it seems I don't have many of those yet. They should be under the heavier thrust things. Let's get those just for fun. And they also do have a little bit of gimbal? No, they don't. Okay. How would this look? Absolutely ridiculous. Not using these. Okay, never mind. We will do the RCA thing another time. So let's see. Solid rocket boosters. Not 5 meter boosters. We will go with 3 meter tiny boosters. Getting even worse. How about we remove them completely? Yeah, perfectly enough. Well, not enough thrust. But we are still too heavy. So we can bring this entire thing up on this stage. This is getting slightly interesting. Let's bring it back to 4 meters and instead reduce this. $75. Okay, 350, and we will just finish orbit on the craft itself. There's enough fuel on the Kerbin tank station where we will be docking this to meet up with the pilot who's been doing all the, with the engineer actually, who has been doing all of the Kessler cleanup tasks. I'm sorry, it's getting long. Yep, way long for the episode. So looks weird now, but maybe we can do something about that. Let's be an interstage tank, please. Let's use interstage on all of this. Right, well, interstage stripe, why not? Okay, that's enough for today. I think we will launch this maybe next time or whenever it's actually ready. Let's check again. Staging, yeah, maybe some launch clamps, but until then, I hope you enjoyed this kind of where are these struts? Here. I hope you enjoyed this kind of building episode every now and then. This goes here. We probably need this, and I also need enable staging on this. Where is the staging on this? It doesn't have staging. Okay. Well, then there's something we need to fix. We do need a decoupler. Anyway, as I was saying, I hope you enjoy this kind of episode every once in a while. Might be doing that again. Just be ridiculous about it. Anymore. And we will be launching this next time, or as soon as it's ready. Those fairings need to go somewhere earlier. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.